Okay, so in today's webinar, we will be using a Gen AI bot to query a PDF file using AI, and we will try and analyze, interpret, and extract information from that PDF document, and also some potential images wherever it is possible. So before I take this forward, what I'd like to show you is the sort of PDFs we are using as the source file. So what we've got is a report, an annual report from Nestle, where you can see various numbers and you can see various text, right? It tells us what their marketing highlights are and what their sales and distribution highlights, etc. And finally ending up with some numbers. We're also going to use the annual report of Britannia, which again is a much more, there's a lot, as you can see, there's a lot of text over here, some images, and there are numbers inside an image. So during the course of this webinar, what we will be trying to show you is how our bot gathers intelligence from all this various pictures and PDFs and this document which you are seeing, and makes intelligent analysis out of it all. And how does it convey all that to us being the user? So the user will write a query, and that query will be in English language. So what will I do? I'll primarily look at all this data and I may ask a question like, what is net sales for Britannia? And it will pick it up and answer. There is also a PDF which contains data from the last 5 years of Britannia. So that's a historical analysis, which again, we will try and ask questions and see what answers the AI bot gives us. And finally, there are two other documents. This is a white paper on the FMCG sector within India and what different companies are doing within the what their development plans are, what initiatives are the government of India taking. So that's one document. And then there's a document which is shared by Deloitte, which contains information again on the FMCG sector within the Indian panorama. So with that being said, let us come back to our presentation. So the first thing I will do is I would like to compare the Nestle and Britannia files. So what do I need to first do? I need to pick up the document and place it here. So it is reading that file. I will then add the Nestle file. Just picked up both the model, picked up both the documents. Now we have used, there are three models in which, three LLMs which we've used to test, to work on this, on these two documents. And we are going to currently use the GPT-4o Mini. So the files have been loaded, the model has been selected, and now we are all ready to start asking our questions. You could just give me a minute, please. Just a minute. Okay, sorry. So now that we've got that, I'd now like to ask a question. So assume that I would, what would I want to know? I would want to compare, since I've got both these files from Britannia and Nestle. What I'd like to do is I'll say compare Nestle and Britannia's on the financial factors. And what I'm saying is, give me a detailed analysis. So having said that, I just press return. So this is my question. What AI is doing, the bot is doing, is that it's reading both those PDFs and will come back with an answer. So as you can see, this on top, it has now given us the answer. It says that it takes 11.69 seconds to respond, to read both those documents. And what it is now telling us, it says to compare Nestle and Britannia on financial factors, we can analyze key metrics. So it has taken up, going to give us information on revenue, operating profit, and profit before tax, and PAT. And it is now comparing both Britannia and Nestle on those factors which we have, which on these four metrics. They're looking at revenue. This is what Britannia's revenue was. This is what Nestle's revenue was. This is what the operating profit for both these companies were. This is the PBT and this is the PAT. And it is now adding its own analysis based on the numbers which it has seen. So what is it saying? It says Nestle shows stronger revenue growth compared to Britannia. It also says Britannia's operating profit has seen a decline. So now it's not only looking at that, it is also looking at the trends across. And it also tells us at the end that Britannia's PAT is affected by exceptional items in the previous fiscal year. So it is looking at numbers and trying to make some intelligence out of it, which is what a human would do, right? And then as we go down, it actually converts the whole thing into a chart. It also draws a chart and tells us what Britannia was and what Nestle did. And it gives us a small points on the above two charts. So this is one. So this is one question which was asked and an answer provided by the bot. So let me try and ask a little bit a question in a different manner, another question. So supposing I say, please show me PAT percentage for Nestle, right? And I say a detailed analysis. And I press return. So it's now showing me what the PAT percentage for Nestle is. Showing me year-wise what it was. Okay. So let me ask a different sort of question. Show me PAT percentage for Britannia, right? Now I'm asking it to show me from the years 14, 15 onwards with detailed analysis. So now it is telling me that this is the PAT percentage. Now, where is this picking? What is the source document and how is it looking at it? So let me try and show you the source doc. So as you can see here, it's picked up this data from here. So it's PAT percentage. It's got 8.9, 9.6, 9.6, etc. It's picked up all these years, the information for PAT against all these years, and reflected it in this document which you've seen. That's the beauty of the bot, right? It picks up data from within the PDF, and it could be anything. And it's now also generating its own analysis on it. And it's drawing a graph. So if I don't want to see numbers, it will convert the whole thing into a graph and show me, which is what that detailed analysis phrase which I used in the end, that is what it shows me. Okay. So I've looked at numbers, etc., right? So which is very good. It can read numbers. How does it answer? Uh, say, supposing, if I were to say, uh, let's take a question about, let's say, list steps by Nestle, uh, which could affect their stock share price. Let's see what answer it gives us. Now, this is only text. There's no numbers here, right? So basically asking what steps have Nestle taken to get some growth in their business? Oh, okay, it has come up with something. So it says that there's a change in financial year. It has changes it plans to invest 7,500 crores. Some new products have come in. Cost optimization measures have been included. Right now, where is all this information coming from? Let's try and see if we can make some sense from the report. Is anything like this in the report? No, it is not. What the question I asked was, what steps have Nestle taken to increase their share price? Now, it has understood to increase share price to mean that what growth is happening, how is Nestle increasing their sales, reducing expenses, and thereby increasing profit margin, and thereby showing better results, and thereby at the end meaning a higher share price. So it has picked up all this information from all over here, right? It says new launches. So it's picked that new launches up, which you saw. It shows the introduction of new products. Then it looked at market sustainability initiatives. Looks at this marketing highlights where they've run some campaigns to increase their visibility into the market. And it has picked up all this. And then finally, it has come back to this, having put them all together. So it is not just a copy paste from a PDF document. What it does is it reads the information within that document, intelligently collates that information, and then presents it to the end user in English. Let me ask a different question, right? Let me see if I were to want to know how, how is Britannia's marketing tactics different from Nestle? And I want it in a point-wise fashion. So can you please explain it in a bullet form? Now this is plain English. I don't know what Britannia's marketing tactics were, but I want to compare both of them. Now it is looking at it and intelligently coming back with some response. So obviously Britannia has a good day campaign. So what it is now correlating is it is looking at Britannia's Good Day campaign is primarily connecting with youth through social media campaigns. Is that true? Let's look at it. Look at it. Yes, it is. It's looking to connect with youth. Is leveraging digital and social information, social media information. That's what it is doing. It also looks at leveraging modern marketing using digital platforms and social media. That's what it is saying. Then it says that it uses the NutriChoice health ecosystem and engaging campaigns and revolving around innovation and health. So there's a message. How is it positioning? Now, this brand positioning and messaging is what AI, the bot, is taking as its own intelligence, which it brings to this message which it is sharing with us. So within brand positioning and messaging, it then puts down the points which are relevant to that brand positioning and messaging. However, it has first of all put those 4 or 5 points on top. Now, this is intelligently giving us an answer which otherwise we would not have been able to know. It would take somebody at least I would say an hour, half an hour to try and get this information, and he may or may not be in a position to do it in the manner in which this bot has very, very succinctly and very elaborately put them all together. So it is very intelligently being able to give us information which otherwise would take us a fair bit of time to extract from that PDF document. Okay, let me look at some other questions. Let's say, what is Britannia doing to drive growth? Now, this is a different question, right? So I don't know what Britannia is doing. So I would like to know, what is it doing? And I want to know it, see it in a point-wise bullet form fashions. Now, this is real information. It is picking up, it is talking about distribution expansion, which we saw in that document. Right? So it is like it said, it is expanding its number of outlets. So if the more outlets you have, the more you are visible in the market, the more your sales potential for sales increases. We all know that. So it is increasing it's strengthening its distribution. It's investing in marketing, which we saw. It's looking at reducing costs across various functions. It's looking at sustainability initiatives, which I don't think I have shared with you, but it is here. Let me see if yeah, okay. So this is sustainable. Now, why is energy, why sustainability such an important topic today? In every annual report, in every company's thing, they all talk about environment, and a key feature is, how do we build a sustainable, profitable business? Which means reducing plastic. There are a lot of things in sustainability. So it is giving us all that and more. So theoretically, what it now means is that if I know what question to ask, that document, that to the bot, it will extract that information from the PDF and give it back to me in an intelligent manner, providing some sort of analysis. Now, just imagine the amount of time I would have taken to read this complete document and come back with some numbers. These numbers, which we have just noticed in a span of the last 20 minutes we've been talking, we've understood the entire what Britannia has done, what its different results were, which markets are working, which quarters are working, where is my what is my profit after tax and what my net sales were. So all that. And never did I ask a pointed question as to, can you tell me what am I saying? I'm just saying, can you tell me what is happening? And please share some analysis with me. So not only is it extracting information, it is analyzing the same and putting it to me in an intelligent manner. Okay. If I were to go back to the second thing I said I would show you all is so we've looked at these two documents. So let me get out of these documents. And let me look at the historical analysis of Britannia. So there's some historical data for the last 5 years. So let me ask a question on this. So what I'll ask is, show me financial factors for, since it's only one file, I will not say Britannia, and I'll say since, I think that's, let's say for the last 3 years. Now this is only data. It's only numbers. So I've got data since 2007. Anyway, I've taken data from 2019. Let's see what answers we get. So it's very intelligently telling us what my gross sales were, what is the value added, right? And then at the end, it should give us a chart. Obviously, we need to check that. But what it's telling us is that there has been PAT growth, and these are the numbers which it has shared with us. So you've got your gross sale numbers, you have your PAT numbers for the last quarter-wise over the last 4 years. So what did we see? That yes, it reads a bot, it reads PDFs, annual reports, it reads data. Oh, now this was only data, right? An Excel file reads that. And now let me put some market reports which so let me ask a common question. I said, what can you tell me from this report with regard to Nestle, Britannia, and ITC? So since it's FMCG, I'm assuming that there is something it can tell me about these companies. Okay, let's come back with some answers. Let's see what the answers are. It's telling us Britannia and ITC are significant players in the FMCG sector that we know. But it also tells us that Nestle holds, but it's telling us now that Britannia and ITC are significant players in the food processing and packaged food segments, whereas Nestle is in dairy and nutrition. It's telling us what the FMCG sector is expected to grow at a certain CAGR. That is what investment activities ITC has done. And it is reading this document. What is that document? The document looks like this. So it's gone through that entire document and just picked up for ITC. And so let me now try and ask a specific, I can see government initiatives. So let me ask a question maybe on government initiatives. What can you tell me about the initiatives planned by the government? Oh, okay. So now it is telling me. And as you can see, the report also has something like that. So these are all the various initiatives which the government has planned. So it is just now reading any PDF document and is able to very quickly give us an answer. And it's put it into a bullet form. So it makes it easier for me to understand. Now, here I've taken a report by itself. Let me now try and do something else, right? Let me try and remove this document. I told you the last file I had was resilience in the FMCG and retail sector. This is a paper by Deloitte. So let me add that. And then what I will do is I will also add the Nestle file, the annual report. So if I were to look at this document, it talks about, let us say there are a lot of areas it talks about. So let me look at, as I mentioned, this sustainability thing, right? So it devotes a complete chapter to sustainability. And as I mentioned earlier, it's one of the hot topics in today's markets. So let me ask a question. The question would go like, as we all saw, we also noticed that Nestle has its own sustainable points which it does. So I want to compare the sustainability points between Nestle and the so what I've said is there's sustainability within Nestle and there's sustainability inside in the second document. I just want you to compare and tell me what you can notice in about sustainability in these two documents. Okay, given us an answer in 13 seconds. And okay, so now it's talking about what Nestle's sustainability initiatives are. And what are the initiatives Nestle is taking towards this particular topic? It's talking sustainable sourcing, eco-friendly packaging, water, energy conservation, etc. And from the that report, it is picking up these points. I don't want to read everything, but as you can see, there is a very clear-cut uh, uh, push towards sustainability within the FMCG sector in India today. And finally, on the actual comparison. So it says focus on packaging. Both Nestle and the FMCG sector emphasize the importance of sustainable packaging. With Nestle committed to recyclable packaging and FMCG companies shifting towards eco-friendly materials. As far as the sourcing is concerned, it says Nestle is sourcing and sustainable sourcing aligns with the FMCG sector's focus. Finally, comes down to its own conclusion, and it tells us that yes, Nestle and the broader FMCG sector are making significant strides towards sustainability. So that is what this presentation is all about. What we've tried to show you is how our bot intelligently collates, extracts, and analyzes information from a PDF. I will throw the floor open now for questions.
Everyone, the floor is open now for questions. You may ask your question on the chat box, and Mr. Arya Makhwana will take care of that. Thank you.
We also have Arya with me. Arya is one of the brains behind the development of this particular bot. So anything technical is will be answered by him. And of course, the credit is all mine, and any fault in the bot, I will ascribe it to Arya.
Okay, thank you, Anand. So I see two questions on the Q&A section. So first one is, what is the maximum size of the PDF which is acceptable? So 200 MB PDF is acceptable size, but currently what we are focusing on is that a 20 to 25 page PDF, no matter its size, let us say it's within 50 MBs, you could use 2 to 3 PDFs like that to compare. The size doesn't matter. Most of the size comes from the graphical side of the things, but the content, the text present in the PDF must be around a PDF which is about 20 to 25 pages of a site, max at a 50 page range. So coming to the second question, can we download the response? Uh, Currently, when you produce graphs and there is a data frame which summarizes the whole information present in the graph, you have an option to download Excel for this and a CSV for that too. But if you are talking about the textual content, currently we don't have an option, but it is very easy to integrate, and you can we can add that functionality, uh, and we can always download that response and save it in our local system, or save it as
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
save it as
Yeah, thank
sorry.
you, Arya. Well, yeah, just to butt in here, uh, we have a similar requirement from one of our clients where we presented this. His requirement would be specifically something like yours, Dhruvi, but his requirement is where he wants a report to be generated from these various queries. Right, so he wants a report on sustainability. So he's got 5 or 6 points, and he wants us to prepare a report from this entire PDF and prepare the report and maybe send it to him. So that is something, yes, we are looking at, and as Arya mentioned, it is something which is definitely possible. Currently, it's available? No. What we can do is, as Arya mentioned, we can download the graph and some text data into a CSV, which I forgot to show.
Okay, so coming to the next question, is multiple PDF can be downloaded and can handshake to each other while asking the query for any report? Okay, so when you are uploading 2 to 3 reports, uh, these reports get stored, and when you want to compare the things from the report, it is definitely possible. Uh, I don't get exactly what handshake means, but I infer that you are asking whether they can interact with each other and we can use information from them and retrieve a query. That is definitely possible in this report. Fifth question is there any limit for questions to be asked? No, there is no limit for the number of questions to be asked currently. Uh, we can ask any number of questions to the bot. We might integrate some limit on the tokens when we put it as a product in the market, and that pro that question that tokens will be chargeable, and accordingly we will be able to get the users limit according to the budget which they have. But currently we don't have any questions limit for the questions to be asked.
So this is work in progress, right? As technology keeps on getting more and more advancement happens, this sort of uh, interaction with the document or with data can only improve. So today we are talking only today's present webinar was only about integrating information from a PDF document. But as we all know, this is all unstructured data, right? But as we all know, actual information is all stored in data lakes in a structured manner within a data lake, data warehouse, database, etc. So going forward, we're also looking at how to integrate between both structured and unstructured data, right? How do we, we our bot, as you know, Insights, Easy Insights already can connect to a database.
Okay, Anand, we have two more questions. So one is if we are asking any question whose response can be in the image or text, will it be able to give the response? So yes, it will definitely be able to give the response. It is extracting the text from the image, uh, but currently it does not have a functionality to infer and understand the graph. Suppose the graph doesn't have much numbers, it won't be able to interpolate what is happening in the graph because not we are not processing the image as a visual and we are not using multimodal capabilities of the model currently, but we are using an OCR procedure which would extract the numbers or any text which is available to us. And even based on that, the current model is able to understand much of the things and is able to answer questions on the images also. So that's it. And any limit for number of PDF files uploaded? So currently we have been testing it on, let's say, at max 3 to 4 PDFs. We have worked around it. But if we have smaller PDFs, as I mentioned, like 25 to 50 page limit PDF, we could also extend it to 10 PDFs if we want. But that is not being tested, but I infer that it could happen easily. So currently, you can take the limit as 8 to 10 PDFs, and that is what we can compare currently.
Be great if there are no further questions.
More questions, anyone? Okay. Considering there are no further questions, this brings to the end of the webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Anyone
you
else?
all. Thank you. Thank you.